24 Interesting Facts About Rhinos. One of the rarest creatures on Earth, fierce and prehistoric in appearance, having no predators except humans. We are talking about the greater, one-horned giant animal having an intriguing lifestyle, the rhino. What comes into your mind when you think of a rhino? Is it power, strength, elegance, speed, or fear? Whatever it is, you simply cannot ignore a rhino. In today's video, let's talk about these gentle giants. In this video, we will talk about the 24 interesting facts about the rhinos. Fact number 1. Origin. They once roamed and made their homes in North America and Europe, but now rhinos can only be found in Asia and Africa. The first rhinoceros to roam the planet was the woolly rhino that lived on Earth over 50 million years ago. Their bodies were covered with thick hair to save them from extreme cold. As the climate warmed up, they shed their hair and started to look more like the present-day rhino. Earlier they were found all over the world, but now they exist only in parts of Africa and South Asia. Rhino has only one predator, and it is called humans. As the human population increased, their habitats and numbers decreased. Fact number 2. Habitat and distribution. Black and white rhinos live in the floodplains and grasslands of southern and eastern Africa. Giant one-horned rhinos can be found in the swamplands and rainforests of southern Nepal and northern India. Javan rhinos and Sumatran rhinos are found only in some small areas of Indonesia and Malaysia. Fact number 3. Different types of rhinos. African and Sumatran rhinos have 2 horns on their nose, while their Indian and Javan counterparts have a single horn. They are also categorized as white and black rhinos. Although there is not much difference in their color, the white rhinos have flat lips and the black rhinos have pointed lips. Number 1. White rhinos. White rhinos are further categorized as southern and northern white rhinos. While the population of southern white rhinos is flourishing, but for northern white rhinos, only 2 females are left. A white rhino female can weigh up to 1,600 kilograms and a male around 2,400 kilograms. Their length could be up to 15 feet and the height around 6 feet. Number 2. Black rhinos. Black rhinos stand above 5 feet and can be around 13 feet long. They can weigh up to 1,800 kilograms. The females are smaller than their male counterparts. Number 3. Indian rhinos. An Indian rhino's horn can grow up to 60 centimeters. They are single-horned, but they are as large as African white rhino. Their thick outer skin gives them an armored appearance. Once they were found all over India, but due to increased human activities, they are confined to high grasslands under the foothills of the Himalayas. In the recent past, their numbers have increased due to conservation efforts. Number 4. Javan rhinos. Javan rhinos are one of the most endangered mammal species in the world. Currently, their number stands at 60. Like their close cousin Indian rhinos, they are also single-horned. However, they are smaller in size and can weigh up to 2,000 kilograms. Their females do not have horns and sometimes have knobs in place of a horn. Number 5. Sumatran rhinos. Sumatran rhinos are the smallest rhino species but the ones with the most hair. They are found on high altitudes in Borneo and Sumatra. As we talk, only 275 Sumatran rhinos are left in the world. While other rhinos mostly appear gray, Sumatran rhinos are reddish-brown. They are considered to be the oldest of all other species of rhinos. Fact number 4. White rhinos are the 3rd largest land mammal. Rhinos come in a variety of shapes and sizes. The average height for rhinos is around 6 feet, that is 1.8 meters, about the same height for a man. The shortest rhino is the Sumatran rhino, which stands at 4 feet 3 inches, that is 1.3 meters. White rhinoceros are the third largest land mammals, after the Asian and African elephants. The heaviest rhinos are the Indian rhinos. This giant one-horned rhino can weigh up to 6,000 pounds. These rhinos weigh more than an SUV sports utility vehicle. Just their heads alone weigh 2,000 pounds. The skinniest is the Sumatran, weighing in at 1,500 pounds or 700 kilograms. Fact number 5. Reproduction. Female rhinos reach sexual maturity at the age of 3, while males reach it at around 7. Rhinos' courtship rituals are unique. It often leads to violence. The courtship begins with males. They mark their territory with their dung as a warning to other male rhinos not to enter their territory. This is a precursor to the main pre-courtship event. When a female is ready to mate, males detect her with her scent. They also fight to mate with the females. These fights can be very brutal. Some of them also die in the process. Once a male establishes his dominance, the female starts wooing him. Once the mating is successful, the female rhino becomes pregnant and gives birth to a calf. Fact number 6. Rhino moms are extremely protective. Rhino moms are very protective of their babies. Rhino's mom is pregnant for around 15 to 16 months and is very nurturing and caring. Like most mothers, they are also very protective of their calves. Rhino calves stay with their mother. Once the baby is born, the mothers are extremely protective. If they see any danger to their calf, they become aggressive and charge the perceived threat away. So, if you find a cute rhino calf on its own, then do keep a distance, as its mother will be around. A rhino calf depends on its mother's milk for up to 4 years. Fact number 7. Humans and rhinos both have keratin in their bodies. You guys might think that the rhino horns are made up of super tough bone, but the horns of a rhino are not bone and are not attached to the rhino skull. It is made from keratin. It's the same thing that our fingernails are made from. Unlike elephant tusks, which are made out of ivory, the rhino horns are solid and not hollow and continue to grow throughout the rhino's lifetime. If a rhino survives poacher's attack, its horn, a new one will grow back. Fact number 8. Length and number of horns of rhinos. White rhinos usually have the longest horns. The longest horn on record that is being recorded yet is 5.5 feet, according to the International Rhino Foundation. The black, white and Sumatran rhinos have 2 horns, while white Indian and Javan have only 1. It would be astonishing for you to know that the Javan rhino females have no horn at all. The horn. Fact number 9. Rhinos are herbivores. These giant animals look voracious, and because of their huge size, they look like the big meat eaters. But actually, they are vegetarians in nature. They eat fruit, leaves, grasses, twigs, and stems. They can eat almost 100 pounds of food per day. So, if you go for dinner with a rhino, they would order only at the salad bar. Fact number 10. Not all rhinos use their horns to fight. What do you think? Rhinos have the natural huge weapon right on their faces, and they would probably use this as an instrument for a fight? No, it's not like this. Some rhinos use their teeth for the fight. The Sumatran, Indian, and Javan rhinos use their lower and outer incisor teeth at the fight. Their teeth can reach up to 5 inches long. But African species of rhinos, black and white rhino, don't have such long incisors. They fight with their horns. Fact number 11. They also leave massive dumps. These giant creatures produce up to 50 pounds of dung every day. They mark their territory with their poop, as each rhino's poop has a distinct smell, and male rhinos use it to keep other rhinos away from their domain. Fact number 12. They're called bulls and cows. Male rhinoceros are called bulls and females as cows. Their young ones are called calves. A group of rhinos is called a crash. Females are usually more sociable, but the males are solitary. Fact number 13. They love mud. Have you seen rhinos rolling in mud? That gives them a shielding mud coat that keeps them cool, and protects them from insects biting, and from parasites. They love to wallow in mud baths. Rhinos are great diggers and dig out the minerals from the ground with the help of their feet and horns. Fact number 14. Rhinos are super fast. Despite their huge size and weight, rhinos can run or charge very fast. Rhinos can run and charge up to 30 to 40 miles per hour or 48 to 64 kilometers per hour. Now imagine a bulky animal sprinting towards you at that speed. The fastest human can run about 15 miles per hour. So, if a rhino ever charges at you, move ahead for the nearest tree and climb since you can't outrun it. Fact number 15. They have super sensitive skin. Like humans, rhino skin can be very sensitive and can sunburn. No doubt, rhinos have thick skin, but even though it's thick, it is quite sensitive to sunburns and insect bites. That's why rhinos love to wallow and roll around in the mud. When the mud dries, it protects the rhino's skin like sunblock and insect spray from the sun and insect bites. Fact number 16. They communicate through a sneeze, honks, and poo. Rhino makes a collection of noises when they are talking and communicating with each other. During communication, they usually growl and make the trumpet calls. Black rhinos snuffle when they are angry. They also make a few sneezing calls in case of an alarming situation, and they scream when they are afraid. Rhinos also do communicate by their urine and poo. They can smell the poo and urine of the other individuals, and get the idea of territory. Fact number 17. Solitary animals. Majorly all the species of rhinos are solitary. But some species, mainly the white rhino, living in the groups, called a crash. These crashes are made up of one female with her calves. It is believed that sometimes the adult females live together too, while the male rhinos live alone and come to females only at the time of mating. Fact number 18. No natural predator. Due to their massive bodies, with strong horns and thick armor skin, predators don't attack them. They have no natural predators. But they have one, which is humans. Fact number 19. Poor eyesight. Rhinos have very poor vision. Rhinos' sense of smell is superior. Rhinos identify one another by their smell. A rhino can't see anyone standing steady, just 30 meters away from them. If the object moves and makes a little sound, the rhino can easily feel it. Fact number 20. Fascinating symbiotic relationship / their best friends. Rhinos and oxpeckers have a symbiotic relationship. This means they have a give and take relationship. So, you could say that the best friend of the rhino is a bird called the oxpecker. Oxpeckers eat ticks and other insects that it finds on the rhino's back. With its bird's eye view, they can see at the long distances, and alert the rhino. When it senses danger, it creates a commotion. Besides giving the oxpecker a free ride on its back, rhinos helps the oxpecker to find its food much easier by being up higher off the ground. Fact number 21. Black and white rhinos are both gray. The names of white and black rhinos are confusing, both of them are gray. Despite its name, the white rhino, they have the same color as the black rhino while there's no real explanation for this. It is said that the white rhinos have gotten their name from the Afrikaans word, the wide, indicating the wide and square lip of white rhinos. People mistook this word for white and thus named this species white rhino. On the other hand, they gave the name black rhino to differentiate other species of rhino from the white rhinos. Fact number 22: the story of the last two female northern white female rhinos. Let's go to Kenya, Africa, where the last two white female northern rhinos are living under heavy protection. Najin and Fatu are their names. Scientists are trying their best to save this species from extinction as the last male of their species died in 2018. He was called Sudan. Gravestones are marked for the poached rhinos in that area. Till the 1950s there were more than 2,000 white rhinos. To save them from poachers, they are constantly surrounded by armed guards. Scientists are trying to use in vitro fertilization methods by collecting eggs from existing female rhinos and trying to fertilize them with the frozen sperm collected from male rhinos that have already passed away. They are trying to create embryos and transplant them into other female rhinos. Last we heard, the embryos were successfully created in Italy. A rhino can grow back its horn, but its poachers choose to kill it as it is not easy to catch a rhino alive. The number of rhinos are dwindling worldwide. Many species of rhinos have become extinct, western black rhino and northern white rhino being the recent addition to the extinction list. Fact number 23: threats. Rhinos are known for their horns, and for the same horn they are hunted. There is a huge market for a rhino horn. Despite a ban on their trade, the illegal use of rhino horn in manufacturing ornaments and traditional medicine is still going on. Rhino horn is also touted as a cure for a hangover, cancer, and impotence. But all these claims are superstitious and have no real basis. 1 pound of rhino is sold at a whopping $3,000 in African illegal markets, while the price of the same amount is 10 times in Asian markets, especially Vietnam. Fact number 24: conservation status. Over the years, people have come forward to create awareness about rhino conservation. Governments have banned their poaching and have created task forces to protect the rhinos. Sometimes their entire population had to be moved to a new location to save them from poaching. The World Wildlife Federation, or WWF, has been relentlessly working for rhino conservation throughout the world. Stricter laws have been introduced and the punishment has been increased for rhino poaching and their trade. Due to poaching in the late 19th century, the number of Indian rhinos had fallen to 200. In 1986, it was declared as an endangered species. Armed patrol guards were assigned to stop poaching incidents. Locals were involved to support rhino habitats by doing more plantations and reporting the possible poaching incidents. Illegal trade has been investigated and stopped by government agencies, and culprits are duly punished. As a result, the number of rhinos in India has increased to 3,700. In Africa, the home to the largest population of rhinos, conservation activities are going on a war scale. The rhino populations have been moved to safe zones. Many forest rangers have lost their lives while trying to protect rhinos from poachers. Even drones are used to monitor the rhino reserves. People who are working with rhinos are quite emotionally attached to them. Hope you guys liked this video. Let us know in the comments below. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up, and subscribe to our channel for more videos like this. See you in the next video.